back, and this time we got the baddest in the game with us. Alright, I don't even have to, I think no introduction needed, guys. Daddy Long here. I soulful. I feel good I finally get to sit down with you.
I'm humbled.
I've been a fan since day one.
Yeah, because I remember once upon a time you and I linked up at some joint, and then you were telling me about how much you were like a fan, and then you were spitting bars from like an old song.
Now here's how we're gonna from the time doubt. I've been there from the time that you had your verse on Chumusade. Now my favorite song is Just Promise Me. When I spit some bars, you just join me with my end. Ati pali ini kali asanga ngambe kanda yanga rap masaya na fakari pamtanda wanga. I want to okay, please.
I was like, you went for the second verse. I remember the first verse.
Okay, let me do the first verse, then you end it. Okay.
I don't recall the second verse. I just remember the first.
How come?
It's been like way
Which
back.
one is the first? And then the funny part is that people think Nays cannot rap.
That's the problem.
That's not good into that.
I've never considered a rapper.
And I knew you to be a rapper. You get it? And you're a dope ass rapper. That's one thing people don't know. That's how we did this one. I think you can
just
rap.
because I decided to make money.
And finally, when Van Damme was like a big song, I'm like, wow, finally people get to listen to his song. How did you feel when Van Damme was like the national anthem from kids to old people were singing that song?
It felt great, but for some reason that wasn't like my first biggest achievement, you know what I mean? Because we had been making music with my team, and then there was a whole lot of things that we did that were as big as Van Damme.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So that kind of, everybody on the team was like, dude, your song is like, I'm like, oh, this is not new.
And then, do you know one thing about Van Damme? I feel like it stood a long time. The song was out. Then after some time,
it took a while.
It took a while.
It took like 5 months to actually hit the market, and then everybody was like dancing to it.
Did you do any type of pushing on inside, or maybe you just put it out there?
Yeah. At that time, I must say Van Damme dropped at the time when I was going through like a rough time in my life. My mom was like really sick.
Oh.
Yeah. She was like really sick, and then the time like that it was like it was topping charts, and
that was the time when it was the lowest.
That was like the time that I lost her. She passed in 2018. A day after the day after her birthday.
Oh, that's sad.
Yeah. So every time, like every evening that I had to go to see her at the hospital, from there I wouldn't go home because I knew I had to take my sister for work in the morning. So I'll just go to a club, have a few drinks, and maybe push the song. And that was like my life throughout.
Wow.
You know what I mean?
Wow.
And then I really pushed the song, but I'll tell you this, there's songs that I've pushed more than that song that didn't work out like that. I think that was like a favorite. It was a song that was it was okay.
It came with a different sound.
Yeah, it came with a different style, different vibe.
Yes.
Everybody loved it.
Now here's the thing. Did you make a milli out of it?
I was able to buy a couple of cars.
Okay, that will answer questions, is it?
Good cars.
Couple of cars. Because guys, nani nangena moment which my moto kamulinzi. Na wakati muli bande 10.
But there was I bought like some good cars. I was able to pay some good bills. But honestly speaking,
start up new businesses.
Businesses, no, not really. I must say, every business that I have right now is something that came from way back. You know what I mean? And then I invested before the Van Damme song. You know
Okay.
And then the time the song dropped, it was like at a time when I was going through a whole lot of stuff, and then I kind of tried to comfort myself. I was trying to feed my ego. Okay, what do I need? I think I need a Mercedes. What do I need? I think I need to go to Shanshan and spend so much. But trust me, the fact that I only got to realize that I was really depressed and stressed at the end of 2018, and then I came to terms with that, and I had to deal with that, and then most of last year was me trying to fix myself. You know what I mean?
Okay.
And then I have to say I made a couple of decisions that really were just for the sake of me being in the industry and about myself. But I realized everything that I put out there has to come from within.
Yeah.
People will love my art if it comes from the heart.
Not just from the mouth.
Not because I'm trying to impress anybody out there. And then I had to fall back into that space. And then I think I'm in a comfortable space right now because I've fallen back into being the Neslo. Yeah. So pretty much right now I must say, if anybody has to be a fan out there of me, they have to compete with me because I'm my biggest fan.
I love that.
Yeah.
You're your biggest fan. But no, me, I'm your biggest fan. It's funny how people think Van Damme is actually your first song, but for some of us who've known you since, way back, it's like music, what you do, is it your full-time job? Are you a full-time musician?
Yeah.
It's just music.
It's just music. Okay, I must say I'm a businessman.
Okay.
I embrace every opportunity that is brought to my table, and I've been a hustler way before I actually hit the spotlight in this music industry, and it's not something that I would ever take away because music is making me so much money right now. You know what I mean? I know I can survive off music full time, but the fact that I am a hustler and I want to learn and see how people are managing their lives and seeing what they're able to do besides away from the music.
Yeah.
I go to material and you'll find me you find me in a sport, a joint category, everybody will be like, but yeah, this person, what are you doing here? You know what I mean? But for me, that's where I learn everything. That's where I learn everything that I put out in my music. Because I'm about speaking my mind in my music. And most people come out to me and tell me, you don't speak for a cause, you don't represent any cause. It's because they don't feel like I speak to them.
Yeah.
But there's a certain way I am supposed to speak to people who I'm supposed to find a lingo that I'm supposed to speak to my followers.
Friends,
yeah. And then that's one thing that most people don't really understand.
But me, I get it. Yeah.
Like recently, you've been telling me how much you love Nje. And Nje is not my song. It's the
Deval song, exactly.
It's because I feel like the movement of like a cause for women is not properly being represented because most of the women think if you do like a soulful record and whatnot, then you're actually speaking out for women out there. But in actual sense, you're just speaking to women who are in high offices and they'll relate to your song and you get all the money. But at the same time, there's an actual girl child who's suffering maybe different things in the hood. And then they're not noticed, they're not seen. You know what I mean?
True.
But I gave them that idea to say you should have a cause, stand for something. You know what I mean? And then that song basically, most people think it's just a feel good song about a chick. But in actual sense, it's just making people, plus size people, feel like they belong to this environment.
Now
you
you're
know
talking.
I mean?
Exactly.
Yes. So
that makes sense.
it's about you appeal to such people. You know what I mean? You have to speak to such people and tell them, you know what, wake up every day, walk into any office, walk into any and own it.
Yeah.
You are you.
That makes sense.
You know what I mean?
That makes sense.
While everybody else would be thinking now he's just talking about
booty and all that. No, that
but
makes
indirectly
sense.
I'm trying to give confidence to
the plus size people.
Yeah.
So we all know like it's out there to say you and Bobby are actually besties from way back. So seeing to me that both of you are doing the same thing and the spotlight was on him first, did that like kind of like affected your friendship in any way?
Not at all.
Not at all.
I'll tell you this about nothing. Like there was the time, from the time we've been friends, we've been through a lot of challenges where he had to give up shit for me.
For you.
And then I had to also give up stuff for him. And then there came a moment when it was the time for the spotlight. Okay? And then I felt from people talking in my ears, they were telling me, you know what Bobby's doing? He's doing this, he's doing that. Because even Jay at some point put out a song complaining about him, and then everybody was like, you are next. And I'm like, oh, okay.
So I'm waiting. And you're still here waiting, there's nothing, eh?
No,
I like that.
I'm still waiting. If it's gonna come, I'm still waiting.
You're still waiting.
I'm still waiting. But fact is, I'll tell you the truth. I'm more attached to my friends than I am to even some of my relatives. Because I've grown into, my friends have become my family. You know what I mean? Every time I was down, they were down with me.
You currently have like the biggest song in the country. Keka, hey, kitty kitty. So like, what does it take to make a good song? Look, since that you had Damme, you had Keka, you had Kangwe. What does it take to make a good song?
I don't know.
Nilak shame I'm good at your grace. So like
for me, what I think it's the same concept in every work, in every field of work. I think it's just hard work. At the end of the day, if you're just working hard, everything will fall in place for you.
So it's just hard work first.
Yeah, just work hard, persistence, and being humble. Respect people and be humble.
Yeah, that's true.
Work hard, respect people, and be humble.
That's true. You know, you never know who's gonna lift you.
Exactly.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
I
so
get it.
I think those are like my core elements. I personally, I don't know what works for other people. Maybe disrespecting people is what works for other people. But for me, I personally, that's what works for me. Even when I feel a certain type of way about a certain situation, I keep quiet. And then I don't say anything, and then just observe and see how.
Can I tell you something? I love how you handled that. There was on Twitter the girl that was saying no, Zambians don't know branding. But then you being an artist, you approach and then you're just joking about it, like you laughed and like, oh, okay. And then she looked like she was taking things personal, but you just kept on laughing about it.
Exactly, because she knows better. Why isn't she an artist?
Anyways, I went from that. I can't remember.
She knows better. Let her come into the spotlight and then do it. Eh?
I just love the way you handled the whole.
We're not doing it.
I love the way you handled the whole situation. You're just joking about it, like laughing about it. That was really good. Lately, you've been trending like on social media for the right reasons, though. I want to find out, how did you get on My Diary Part 8? Was it you that approached KB or KB approached you?
I've always wanted to be on a diary station, and I must say this, from like 2016.
Okay.
And then I never got a response. And then I gave up.
Are you serious?
Yes, I gave up because I knew it's not up to me. When the time is right, the time will come to me. And then I was in Livingstone at that time. That was early the first month of this year. I was in Livingstone. I was chilling.
Chilling.
I got a text from him saying, I want you to on the diary session, whatever. He sent me the beat and whatnot. I was like, oh, cool. I love this. I'll jump on it.
What about the comments that people were saying that way these people are putting, they don't have any stories to tell? How did that make you feel?
Everybody has got a story to tell. You know what I mean? It's because most of the artists that are on the diary are like new school. So it's like people are waiting for us to grow old. And
then they put you up.
Kind of a diary. Exactly. No, we are here now. We are old enough. We have seen. They want us to be old people. They don't want like young, emerging old artists to be on it. They want people who have been in the industry
for a long time.
For a long time to be on it.
That doesn't make sense.
It doesn't make sense at all.
But after the song dropped, I just love the response. We're like, okay, yeah, we're sorry. People actually apologize for saying,
Yes.
we're sorry for judging you, otherwise you guys delivered. I just want to find out, in your verse, you mentioned something like, Flex with Mali helped you polish up your rhymes and all that. Kind of fill us up on that. Just want to know more about that.
Flex Vilmali didn't only help me with my rap, he helped me with my basketball. I used to play basketball. I met that guy when I was in grade 9.
Okay.
And then he was like, we used to meet for Sunday ball, you know what I mean? He had an injury and then I gave up my ankle guard.
You gave it to him?
Yeah.
That was before you guys
my knee support.
Okay.
I gave it to him and then from that day he was like, you know what, yeah, this what time do you practice and whatnot? And then we used to meet at like around 5 in the morning. We go play ball at Material Girls back in the day. 5 in the morning playing ball every day. And then he helped me improve my basketball. From that, I just discovered that he was a rapper. And then I was rapping like on the low key at home. I was still a kid and whatnot. And then the time he introduced me to Bobby, he introduced me to Bob to
so Flex was the one that introduced to Bobby?
Yeah.
Interesting.
Flex introduced me to Bobby, introduced me to J.O.B., introduced me to like a whole lot of artists in this industry. He was the first guy who I knew
in the industry. At least he got some recognition on that track.
And not only did he just introduce me to these people, he helped me grow myself. Like, he would tell me, he would do things, and then I'm trying to study what he has done, like even like his rap pattern and whatnot. I'm like, how do you do this? And then you tell me that, this is how you go about it. He's like selfless like that. And I must say, he taught me a lot of things.
Interesting.
He's one person that I look up to. Once in a while, sometimes when I'm just stuck with writing,
you call him?
No, I just refer to some of the things that he taught me, and then I will end up finding myself doing like a rap pattern that he would do, like the same bounce.
I like that.
But that guy, talk about the top 5 rappers and talented people in Zambia. Flex Vilmali is one of them.
I love it. In the same song, you did mention to say, I need to read this so that I don't get it, you said something like, what is it? I became a giant in the shadow of giants. Who are these giants you're talking about?
These giants? These giants are everybody that I ever worked with.
Okay. So you became a giant. People like when I flex you.
Yeah.
So now you're a giant on your own.
Yeah.
Not only physical giant, but even lyrical giant.
No, I've been a giant from way back. Physically.
I've managed
physically and mentally.
Giant.
Now I'm like, I don't know who wants to disagree with me.
No, I can disagree. You're actually a giant. You don't have to say it. Your work is speaking for you. That's what I can tell you. Like, your work is speaking for you. You're already a giant, so we don't have to even argue about it. But how it is this, how it that. However, what got me confused, it was late last year. We met at Drifter Tracks, Drifter Bash, and you performed like it was your own concert. Like, you had a good time on stage. The fans loved it. And then, next minute, I'm like, smelling cocoa butters, ningareka chivedeshi, munga wafana, neka chodeshi na wafana munga drifter. What's going on?
It's because the boy was being ungrateful. He did something that night that I, even up to now.
The same night of his birthday?
Yeah.
Till now, you just.
I don't fuck with him.
I won't do anything, but to break in future, or if he was to apologize, are you guys going to work together?
I'd bring him in, but not at the same level that I respected him before. Yeah.
But then I also feel like I didn't see any, like it wasn't really necessary for him to call out Bobby on his post, like, yo Bobby, tell your boy what. To me that was like, I can't approach knees. What do you have to say about that post?
that post. I have nothing to say about it.
Did you? Okay, well, what was the first when you saw it? I'm sure you didn't see it, but somebody sent you like maybe a screenshot, or your fans or busy. Agnes Long tagging you. But what was your reaction when you first saw that same post?
I just saw somebody who can confront a situation.
Me too.
Yeah.
I think the same. Anyway.
You know, it's stupid and very stupid, I must say. If you're gonna wanna approach something on social media than do it in person.
But you did it on a song, and people were saying no, you should have confronted him.
I confronted him before the song.
Oh, okay, I get it.
And then he made it seem like what he did was like a small thing. You know
but it's actually big.
It was very disrespectful, I must say. You know what I mean?
I won't force you to say it, but since you said we get it from it, say it's big, so something small. Because people are like, yeah, I said Manamuza check, but then since it's something big and you confronted him before that, well and good. Let's talk about your EP school fees. Remember I was telling you, say next long, I think you should bring back the school fees EPs. Should we expect the same songs that were on my school fees EP first one, or maybe you've got shambut?
I must say, you speak like that because you know that the first EP dropped in 2015.
And that was a dope one. Yeah, party in it. Yeah.
Yeah, but it had no official release.
Okay.
And for some reason, I haven't even changed the title.
Oh.
I'm still sticking to school fees because I feel, even the time I dropped the EP, I felt like it didn't really have the spotlight it needed.
Okay.
You know
That's
what I mean?
true. That's
Yeah.
true.
So
That's true.
I was waiting for a moment when I have people that I have the country's attention. You know what I mean? I have everybody wanting to hear from me to put it out.
Yeah.
Even last year, I was almost putting it out, and then I thought, let me hold it back a little bit.
I remember you posted something like that. Then I've been confronted him like, what's going on? Then you said, no, I'm holding up to something. Is it now? Okay, is Keka part of the EP?
Yeah, it's one of the songs on the EP.
So should you expect more nays on the rap side or the Van Damme type of kind of sound?
Well, expect Nez on
Both.
Like both and even more. There's a certain type of sound that people think I can't do. And I'm not doing this to prove to anybody.
But
I don't owe anybody an explanation.
I wish you could play for them music right now. Just like release tracks, they would know to say, Montrealimo, you know, disrespect. I feel.
Honestly speaking, I feel like I don't owe anybody an explanation. I stopped explaining myself. The more you explain yourself to people, the more they control your life.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
True. Yeah.
This is something that I'm gonna say right now. Because every season has got a weather that is usually in a season. You know what I mean? So if people decide no, they don't even know and then it's in rainy season. You know what I mean?
It doesn't make sense. Yeah.
Yeah. So if I feel like we artists are like the weather. If people tell you but and then you just want to switch up because of one person, then you're not being the weather. You don't deserve to be the weather.
That's true.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You are the weather because you're the bigger person.
Yeah.
You will be told something by one person who's gonna come to you and tell you it's because they're looking up to you and they expect some things. They don't know what you're going through personally. This is something that people don't even understand. We artists have got personal lives. We go through a lot of things individually. And then we do our music based on what inspires us. So if I start drawing my inspiration from each and every fan that tells me, do this, do that, do this, do that, do this, do that. In the beginning, the reason why I have fans is because I was doing something of my own and they loved it. So if what they say individually has to be something I ride on, where's the real me? I take advice even just from I love people who come into my inbox and tell me, Miss, I love your music and what, but I think you should do this. They're showing love, they love me.
But they want to change
They not really change me, but they have extra interest that I wish I could have. I look into it and I realize, okay, maybe this could work out.
Okay.
Maybe I should go a little bit this direction and just improve myself to accommodate this fan who really appreciates my music. But I cannot do that for everybody, because some people just come to you and say, change a verso. And I'm like, the reason why you even know about me is because I was being me in the beginning. So let's love each other.
For who we
I
are.
love you.
And I also love the fact the way you just interact with your fans. You have time for your fans. Big up yourself for that.
Yeah, I do.
Yeah. Before we just wrap it up, like, I just want to get it from you. How are things in the industry right now? When you don't want to check this is improving industry. In short, what's making you, you know, how can I put this? In the industry, what are some of the things that you see are moving forward, are proceeding, or certain things you're like, you know, this needs to change, no, this, that. What are some of those things?
I must say, this industry is a mess. It's a mess, like a huge mess.
Okay.
But the fact that we have a mess, at least we have something to clean up.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If we didn't have anything to clean up, then we have nothing at all.
Yeah.
Most people will look at probably the old generation artists and look at them and say, no, they didn't do this, they didn't put this in place, they didn't shine. Those people didn't have social media. Some artists have blown off social media. They just post like a shine. And they're big. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Those people didn't have that. They had to hustle, work hard. Some of them couldn't even afford studio time.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
That's true.
They created a platform for us. And then we are growing off that. Right now, if I meet somebody who I used to look up to, I still appreciate what they did, because at least we have gotten to a level where I can analyze the industry and say, this industry is trash, because I'm comparing it to a bigger industry that actually had some things exposed to them before us. You know what I mean? And then honestly speaking, by myself, I do not appreciate anybody from my generation to disrespect anybody from back then, because I think those people laid the foundation for us. You know what I mean?
That's true.
They laid the foundation for us, and then we're here now. It's enough pays it up a certain level.
Yeah.
Yes, we are celebrated artists, but let's not forget where we're coming from.
I love, you're not actually the first person, but I just love the fact that you're saying that.
We're not the first artists. Yes, we have the country in the palm of our hands right now, but we're not the first ones.
And you won't be the last.
We're not gonna be the last one.
Exactly.
Once upon a time, there'll be a person, there'll be a you interviewing a me in future.
Yeah, that's true.
And they'll have this conversation.
Yeah, that's true.
That's if there'll be an intelligent me in future.
And an intelligent, you said that, an intelligent me.
Yes, there'll be this interview in future.
Yeah.
And then it will only take people who really appreciate where they're from to actually accept the fact that this industry is growing. It's not in a good space. Not only is the industry, but generally things are not okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I must say, we have a good mess. 2018, which was like my hottest year when I came in, we had like the most concerts in Zambia.
Yes. That's why you people make the money in both your cars.
Don't talk about that. We had like the most concerts in Zambia ever.
That's true. I can attest to that.
And that was the first time that was happening ever in our country. Back in the day, we had concerts like Z66. We had even awards like the ZMB. We don't have all those things anymore.
Yeah.
But trust me, if those things were going to come back with how we artists are upright and know how to handle everything around us with proper management teams and whatnot, trust me, all these things would be better. know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm actually challenging the Z66 to come back. Hot FM should bring, Hot FM should bring that back.
Okay.
Yeah, and the corporates, I love the fact that the corporates are working with artists.
Yeah, I love
But
that
at the same time, they should also mind who is taking them to the artists, because it's the agents that are messing up our deals, and we feel like we deserve better and we don't want to work with them sometimes. The people that are representing them somehow are the ones that are messing up the deal. You know what I mean? Because those people have budgets and whatnot, and then you find that somebody comes up to you with like a crappy budget. Jinango asung. That's
how
you know what I mean? You don't come up to me and tell me, I know there's only this much. If you can't work with me, then I'm gonna work. I've done this and this and this and that for cheat. Okay, why don't you go back and work with them than work with me? Why do you want to work with me? And honestly speaking, all these things only come up to you. All these people come up to you when you're hot.
Yeah.
Immediately you're not.
They
move on.
And
they'll become friends with you because they know at that moment they can work with you and make money. Don't have a hit song in a moment and everybody disappears. Trust me.
So I'm sure you still have your circle tight because you still have giving us hit songs, right?
Well, yeah. I'm the same people that I had when I was starting out are the same people I'm working with right now. Yeah.
Interesting. So before we just wrap it up, Mr. Nezlong, let's grow your numbers on social media. Give us out your social media handles.
Well, on Facebook, Nezlong. On Twitter, at Nezlong1. On Instagram, at Nezlong.
Just that.
Just that.
Okay. There you have it, guys. Like, it's been amazing. I've had a good chat with Daddy Long. With me, of course, the presenter software. Yes, new name. But anyways, please like, share this video. Tell us what you want to see. Which artist do you want to see? Panel. This is called #Elevating the Industry. This has been your girl EDNA on ZMB Talks, signing out. Mwah.